All right. Hello, everyone. Nice to actually have you guys here. Yeah. So we are actually starting our live stream now. So Comibyte Academy. It's nice to have everyone here. So I'm just going to wait until we actually have like 10 viewers. Then we actually proceed. So please bear with me while we actually wait, or we could just wait maybe like 5:10 p.m. Then we are going to start that way. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. All right. 2 minutes more. Okay, 1 minute more. All right. Okay, let's get what we have. So let's do some basic introduction. My name is Inioluwa, and I would love if we can all introduce ourselves in the chat box that we have. So my name is Inioluwa, and I'm going to be your host this evening, where we are going to be talking about the building block of the web, basically what coding is and how coding can actually help us. Oh, I actually made a mistake over here. All right, so. Now, I would love if you can all introduce ourselves if you can hear me. All right, so I'm just going to get what just sorry. I'm just going to get going with what we actually have for today. All right. So today, what do you actually want to do? You just want to explain basically what the building blocks of the web, then how it actually works, and we are going to go off, and then by tomorrow for the rest of the class, we are going to bring in our instructors, which are going to actually explain the what the building of the block actually is. So I'm just going to come here, then just give you guys that basic explanation. All right. Thank you, Suleiman, for your comments. Yeah, thank you very much. Then do we have anybody else? Okay, I'm trying to introduce myself also. Okay, my name is what? My name is Inulua, and I am your host this evening. So, and I'm your host this evening. All right. So I would like if everyone can introduce ourselves. So I've pinned my message already. All right. Okay, now so what do we have for today? What's is what we have for today? I believe you guys joined and you passed through sets of like verification process from the WhatsApp channel to registration form to the Telegram channel. All right. So now, coders rule the world. We have gone through a lot of process in the world right now. Coders rule the world because now we are improving in computation. Before the first computer was actually very large, and now you could just have like a computer and you could walk around with it. This is actually your mobile phone. So coders rule the world, and it's actually very important for each and every one of us to learn coding because it helps you, it builds your skill, it builds your mental capability, and a lot more actually. So coders rule the world. So we are going to get to okay now what is coding? What is coding? I believe everyone came here to actually learn what coding is. But you should actually know what coding is. Coding is not just writing sets of characters, performing indentation and all, just to like see just to get certain result or just building a website or something. Coding is what? Coding is what? Is telling a computer what to do using a special language. It's like giving what instruction to a robot. That is what coding is what using a special language and what giving instructions to a robot. Now let's move forward. A brief history of coding. Coding started with simple machines in the 1800s. Now we don't we what we use it for what computers, games and many more. So coding started a long time ago, like 1800s, and we use it now. Famous coders that we actually know, I believe everyone know Bill Gates, what is the co-founder of Microsoft, and what he started coding when he was a very young boy. Then we have Ada Lovelace actually. Ada Lovelace was the first computer programmer ever. She wrote the first algorithm in the 1900s, and we have Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the founder of SpaceX and Tesla. He started coding and sold his first software at the age of 12. Now, fun things to do with coding. I've been explaining a lot, and might not get it, but that is it. So let me just wrap all what I've said So basically, coding is what telling machines what simple things to do, and we highlighted people that have done great things with coding. We all know Elon Musk, we know Bill Gates, and now I'm also highlighting the fun things to actually do with coding. So we can create games with coding, we can build websites, we can build apps, and we can even control computers. So now the alien robots that is actually built with coding, the websites that we have now, they are built with coding. We have apps and they are all built with coding, and even the YouTube that we're actually using now is what is also built with coding. All right, so now future careers in coding. So learning to code, what it opens a lot of opportunities for one. And we are in Nigeria, we could actually work remotely. You don't have to like go there physically. Like we can work in any part of the world. You can become a game developer, you can become a web designer, you can become a data scientist. Coding is fun, like it's like fun. I do enjoy it. I'm a programmer myself, and coding is creative and powerful, and there are many free resources to get you started, and you coming here to learn is actually one of them. So now basically this is just something that you just need to know, a mindset, or just something that you just need to understand before we actually start what coding is, and before we actually move forward to what we have. All right. So I would like, okay. I've seen John, I've seen Good News, and I've seen Jimmy. So you're all welcome, and I believe everyone now understands what coding is. And I'm going to send the PDF into the resources section, so that we can actually learn and see what you can do with coding. So now, I'm just going to stay and actually highlight. So if you have a question, can you just send it into the chat box if you have a question? If you have a question, any questions, so I'm going to wait for 3 minutes until 5:20 p.m. and I'm going to proceed with what we have next. If you have any questions, just send it. We have experts that are ready to answer your questions. So I'm going to be waiting for you guys. All right. Suleiman is actually asking a question. He said, "Sir, please, if we can get your contact so it will be good for coaching or other things. Maybe when practicing, someone can easily get lost." All right. So about that, that is why we actually created a group instead of just a channel. So we created a group and we have a special question and answers topic, where you can actually ask your questions, and we have experts available to actually answer your question. Yes, coding needs lots and lots of attention. So that's why once you're in the group and you actually ask your questions, we are going to answer your questions. We are going to answer your questions. All right. So now let's actually move with what we have next. Now, introduction to what HTML, the building blocks of the web. Introduction to what HTML, the building blocks of the web. So that's what we are going to be doing today. Like as I said earlier, what you're actually doing is what, just like the building block of the web. So today we're actually going to be focusing on that. Now, what is HTML? After we have learned like HTML, the building block of what is HTML. All right, so I'm going to explain this to you guys. This can like be a little confusing or even very confusing, but just follow me and you are going to like understand along. And you could ask questions in the YouTube chats. You could ask questions in the Telegram channel also. All right. So now, HTML or hypertext markup language is what is the standard language used to create and design web pages. Now, you want to build a website, any kind of website, you need HTML. This is why this is the building block. So once you actually know this, you have actually gotten an edge on your way to what website development or web design. Alright, so now it provides websites allowing developers to format content such as text, images, or links. Understanding HTML is essential for anyone looking to build or maintain a web presence. That you see, we can actually see why HTML is actually important. So now I'm going to explain the ecosystem of the web. How does the web work? Earlier, we spoke about coding, how coding is, what coding does. The people that have done coding and they were very successful, and we have what coding can actually do. And one of what coding can do is actually what website development, and that is what we're actually focusing on in this bootcamp. All right, so now the structure of the web is what HTML. HTML is the building block. HTML is what builds like that particular web. Any website you see is HTML that actually built it. Then we have what is called CSS. If you come down, look down below, you see it. We have what is called CSS. What does CSS? CSS is what beautify a website. So any design you see, any fancy animation, any nice like, oh wow, this is nice, is what CSS. CSS is what beautifies. And any JavaScript, what does JavaScript does? JavaScript is just something that does interaction. Like if you click a button, you actually get sign up or login, something like that. That is what JavaScript does. It just like some functionality. Basically, that's what JavaScript does. But for this bootcamp, we're actually going to be focusing on HTML and CSS, and we're actually going to be building a lovely website that you are going to be actually be proud of. Like, oh, this is what I did, and I'm going to show you guys soon. Alright, so HTML was actually created by Tim Berners-Lee in 1991 just as a simple way to share link and what and link scientific document over the internet, and it became the foundation of www World Wide Web, allowing everybody to navigate from one page to another. So today HTML is part of the core web ecosystem. So like as I said earlier, HTML defines the structure and content, CSS controls the design and layout, and JavaScript adds interactivity and logic. So basically, I'm just going to give us like an explanation that we all know. So for example, now you a building was built, but no design, no paint, nothing. The building was just built. So for the building to actually be beautiful, we need to add designs, we need to add flowers, we need to add paint. We need to just paint it, do some designs, add some, like fancy lights. That is what we call CSS. And JavaScript, now we could add a fan, we could add the fan controller, and it should not work. So what JavaScript does, JavaScript make functionalities work. So now once JavaScript is involved, you can actually turn on the fan and the fan will start rolling. That is just the basic explanation of the web ecosystem. Anything more than that is just big, like you understand. But now this is just the basic explanation of what you're actually going to need. Alright. So now we're actually going to be focused on HTML and CSS, and today we are actually going to be focusing on what? On just HTML. Alright. So HTML document structure. So every HTML page follows a standard structure that tells the browser how to read and display the content. So main part of the HTML, we have the doc type, we have the HTML, we have the head, title, and the body. That might not be understandable, but on the long run, as I said earlier, you're actually going to understand it. So I'm just going to explain it now. Alright, so doc type HTML just declares the document type and version. And the HTML, what the root element that wraps all the content on the page. Then head, we have what contains information about the web page, such as the title, links, the style sheet, or even script. And title is just like what defines the title of the home page. For example, if you go to a website and in that you're tapping, you're actually going to see the name of the website. That, oh, this is what I'm looking at. More physical explanation is going to explain, or I'm going to explain the theoretical aspect to you, so you're actually going to understand what you're actually looking at. Then we have the body. Body is what contain the text, those fancy images you see, the text, the paragraphs, the sections, everything what is actually contained inside the body. Now, HTML basic tags. So before we get to this aspect, I'm just going to say we take a quick break, then we actually understand what we actually want to do. All right, everyone. So this is just a time to say if you have any questions. So I'm going to quickly answer your questions. All right. Okay. John asked that can we get access to this info after the live? It is very possible. Like, you can still come and check it out on our YouTube live. All right.